So we are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days away from the title update. And coming with it is some stuff in this director's letter out here. So we do have the title update coming. We know what's in the title update, but there is also a director's letter talking to us about some other stuff. So we're gonna get into that. So this is directly from Tokuda-San. We're gonna talk about it, of course, and then we're gonna give our thoughts, opinions, discussions, etc. Hello, hunters. This is Yuya Tokuda, the director of Monster Hunter Wilds. Thank you so much for playing Monster Hunter Wilds. As announced today, Monster Hunter Wilds has now sold more than 10 million. 10 million. 10. Amazing. We're very happy that so many people around the world are playing the game. To commemorate the 10 million milestone, we are planning to release a free item pack for the community. Thank you. So tasty. We would also like to thank you for the many comments, thoughts, and feedback we've received since the game was released. The development team has been reading your feedback, and we are encouraged by it. We're also using the comments and feedback we've received to help us plan our future actions. In this message, I'd like to take a moment to run through some of our upcoming plans based on your feedback. It's going to be, I'm going to bet 3 demon drugs, 3 mega armor skins, 2 energy drinks, and some deodorant. Maybe some traps. Hey, I'm not opposed to traps. Traps would be cool. I'm down for traps. It'd be nice. So this is going over the roadmap, which we already know. So excited for this. We, of course, will be playing as soon as it goes live because it's April 3rd on Thursday evening for me, where I live. So we're going to be doing Mizu, Zoshia. We'll check out the arena quests on launch day. Good stuff. And then we've got the Festival of Accord, Blossom Dance. Excited about that because you know what? I like Sakura. Sakura are pretty. And, you know, well, I like pretty pink things. And then Tuesday, April 29th. So to Tuesday, May 20th on Pacific time is Arc Tempered Raidao. Then we have the Capcom collaboration in May and other updates, and then the title update too. So that's what we know about already. Now we're going to be learning about some new stuff. So in addition to Tempered Arkfeld 8-star, future updates will see more tempered 8-star monsters added to the game. So they're adding some challenge. Listen, Gormagala, like max strength, spicy Gormagala hurts. And I have to pay attention. And it's a little stressful. So I am fully expecting for Wilds to now no longer be like the easy game when they start adding stuff like this. Like this might make me put on a mantle. Maybe I'll put on a mantle and maybe I'll like buff myself. Who knows? I might. Free title update 1. In the first free title update, Mizutsune will be locked at HR 21 or higher, and at HR 41 or higher, Tempered Mizutsune 8-star will be available. Yay! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yeah, so currently the only 8-star is Arkfeld. Yeah. Currently. But we're going to be getting Tempered Mizutsune 8-star. He's going to beat my ass. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes those bubbles just... I run into all of them. Additionally, starting with the release of Free Title Update 1, you will also be able to repeatedly hunt a high-rank version of Zoshia, who you could previously only challenge in the story. And for even more of a challenge, Arc-Tempered monsters will make an appearance. These are stronger versions of tempered monsters. So Raidao is first, which we already know about, and of course they're going to be adding more. So, end of May update. In addition, the update at the end of May will add Tempered Monster 8-star Gormagala and the apex predators of each locale. Raidao, Uthduda, New Udra, and Jindahad. I don't want to fight this guy. This guy? He can stay away. I don't need him. He can go far away. Because the thing is with tempered like 8-star Arkfeld is not nearly as hard as Gormagala. Like Gore just like one-shots you with so many of his moves. It's gonna be very, very spicy. Yeah, especially if he's still only in the cliffs, and especially if I have to fight him in a goddamn hallway. It's basically fighting Gore Magala is like being in a boxing ring with, I don't know, well, Gore Magala, I guess. Yeah, Gore is he's kind of hard to see what he does sometimes because he's got his big flappy wings, and he'll just be facing this way, and then he'll instantly turn up. And you're like, oh, okay. Kick rocks are like, yeah, guys, give me some challenge in this game, make it difficult, and we're like, well, you know, maybe not that one. Uh, anyway, so excited for these. New Udra, I think, is going to be really, really hard when being tempered 8-star, because New Udra is also a little bit difficult to tell what they're doing. Uthduna will belly flop you and you will die. I'm pretty sure that might one-shot you. Really excited to see what Raydao is like, because I think Raydao is one of my favorite monsters. And I love his moveset, but I do think he is on the easier side. And honestly, it's probably partly because he has really well telegraphed attacks. Like, you can react to it really well. So I'm excited to see super difficult Raydao, because it's one of the most fun monsters. And if he's super hard or, you know, more challenging, that will be wonderful. Wonderful. Good stuff. I mean, Arc Tempered, yeah. So Arc Tempered has different moves. He has like AoE moves. So I have a feeling that even if I perfect dodge like some of the Arc Tempered Raydao hits, I'm still gonna get hit by AoE. Probably. Oh, I am absolutely under no illusion that Arc Tempered isn't going to be difficult. Arc Tempered is going to be difficult. Like, AT Velkhana is the most terrifying thing I've seen in my life. That monster could hit me with a toenail and I would die. So, this is happening at the end of May. We're getting all of this stuff. So we're getting Arc Tempered Raydao in like the later April into early May, right? End of April. And then we're also getting these tempered 8-star monsters. Very exciting. Very exciting. Balance adjustments time. Everybody get your notepads. In response to some of the feedback after launch, we're planning to make various adjustments to the game, including weapon balance changes. These will be implemented gradually with each upcoming title update in order to make the game more enjoyable for everyone for a longer period of time. Thank you. Depending on the content, these changes may take some time to prepare. For example, we're currently carefully considering upward adjustments for the hammer. Now, hammer mains, how do you feel about it? I haven't really used the hammer outside of the beta. So what are you feeling as hammer mains? Were you like, damn, this could be better? Or were you pretty happy with it? Underwhelming. Okay. Seems mediocre. Needs a buff. Damn, okay. All right. Hates it in WoW, so he's using Lance now. Oh. Well, maybe he'll come back to Hammer. Moveset is super fun. Damage feels pretty lacking. Okay, good to hear. Nice. Okay. So they are going to be changing the hammer. They're upwardly adjusting it. Therefore, they're buffing it. And then looking at overall weapon balance adjustments with a goal to implement them either in the end of May update or the second title update. So I guess it just depends how it goes. Because obviously, when it comes to the Monster Hunter team balancing weapons and making weapon changes, they do take it very, 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 very seriously. So they don't want to release it just willy-nilly. You're like, oh yeah, we'll put this out. Oh, we put out, they don't really do the whole thing of where they put out a buff and then they're like, oop, too much, and then they nerf it, and then they buff it again, and then they nerf it. They really like just kind of cementing what a weapon is like for that generation and leaving it there in a good spot. So it would be great if it comes end of May. That would be awesome, but could be a little bit longer. So just be prepared. But that's great. That's great that that's happening. There's further updates in the 8 stars. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Each of these, we're going back. We're going backwards. Rewind. Each of these monsters have had various behind the scenes adjustments. We're talking about tempered, 8-star, gore, Raidao, Uthduna, Nu Udra, and Jin Dahan, to make them more resilient, such as increased health, resistance to wounding, and tweaks to multiplayer scaling. Challenging monsters will also appear in future updates, so keep an eye out for further information about them. Very excited about the resistance to wounding. Increased health is great. I would like that, honestly, across the board. I don't mind having a 40-minute hunt. Like, if I'm getting my ass kicked and my damage sucks and I'm in there for 40 minutes, that's the way it should be, to be honest. Resistance to wounding, I want just in general across the board, not just with challenging monsters, but also just make them flinch less. That's really it. Just make them flinch less. That'd be great. Okay, some unintentionally overpowered things will be adjusted downward, but we will also be adjusting other parts upward, making for a generally balanced update. I'm totally okay with that. The corrupted mantle was overtuned at launch, causing it to build up more damage than expected, thus narrowing the range of options for choosing other mantles. In the first title update, the effect of corrupted mantle will be adjusted downwards, while the other mantles will be adjusted upwards, balancing the lineup of mantles to suit everyone's playstyle. Fantastic. Amazing. Love that. Yeah, corrupted mantle, the biggest thing with corrupted mantle is that it gives you hit more times. Like, you hit more times when you have it on. So I don't know what they're going to do to it. It's feels like removing that would also be a bit weird, but maybe they just make it to where it gives you more affinity and stuff, but it doesn't give you the extra hits. We'll see, but I'm very happy with that, and I'm hoping that from this it makes sense to have evasion mantle. Maybe you want to use evasion mantle. That'd be nice. Evasion mantle would be cool. I've put it on one time, actually 2 times. One time in the training area to see what it does with the extra hits. Another time to see how much damage it actually does against a monster, and I was like, what the fudge is this? What is this? I don't want to use this. Obviously, if you're just farming and you want things to go quickly, then yeah, it's great. But like, that thing felt way overtuned, so I'm glad that they're dealing with it. Quality of life improvements. We will continue to make quality of life improvements to the game in all areas, not just the ones listed below, for points that players are finding inconvenient. Like the other changes, these will be implemented gradually in the forthcoming updates. First of all, in the first title update, we have made various functions available in the Grand Hub, and have also made several adjustments, such as reducing the waiting time when accessing facility functions in each locale. Guys, we're gonna fish together. I'm so excited to be in in the gathering hub with you. Sorry, the grand hub. And we're gonna fish together. I can't wait. We're gonna have a arm wrestling competition where you don't win anything if you win. In addition, although some of these improvements are included above, we will make it easier to access the information you need through UI UX improvements. I'm very curious about this because everyone notoriously says that Monster Hunter, yeah, we know the UI could be better. People get confused and lost and we're like, yeah, we know, even though I actually think that WoW's UI is pretty good. But, I have a friend, Francis Mirabella, who hates all of the UI stuff. So we're gonna have to make Fran do a UI review, an update UI review. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad either. I really don't think it's that bad. It takes me I do it one time and it doesn't take me that long to figure it out the one time, and then I'm like, cool, good to go. Yeah, but yeah, I'm totally I understand that lots of people don't like it. It's not bad, you just have to read. Well, they're gonna be making it better. So we'll see. We will see how it goes. I mean, yeah, people have also said that the multiplayer is like really hard to get a hold of, and I'm like, but I just go invite to link party, and then if you're on my friends list already, then I just invite you. If you're not, I do Hunter ID search and I just type in some letters and stuff, and then you're there. You know what's more complicated? Doing literally anything on Xbox. Xbox is so confusing. Xbox is confusing. Anyway, some of the things are still scuffed, like if you want to read what all the random buffs you get from food you ate, or say you want to find what random buffs you could get from eating. Yes. Yeah, it would be nice. I think the UI could be a little bit more informative with the buffs that you get from eating at villages and what they actually do. That would be good. This on Game Pass? No. Rises, or it was. I don't know if it still is. But I'm very curious to see what this is like, and I will love to ask people who do struggle with the UI what they think about it afterwards, because I am biased. I can't lie. I can't lie. The team also will continue to make additional adjustments and improvements to further enhance the overall feel of the game to curate an even smoother gameplay experience, including but not limited to the ease of restocking items, checking skill information, participating in multiplayer quests, and using the secret and camera behavior. Huh. Nice. Good stuff. A new cameraman for Gore Magala. A new Gore cameraman. We've hired Jimmy, and he's really good at following those flappy wings. Improving game stability and other additions. The team is continuing to identify stability issues and make improvements where possible, especially on the Steam version. This will be an ongoing process where we'll aim to make continual steps forward in this area and respond to critical issues. Improvements coming very soon include a reduction in VRAM usage and an upgrade to the direct storage version of the Steam version in Free Title Update 1. So this is literally on Thursday. So we'll see how the game ends up feeling. For any of you that have struggled with the game performance, I would love to hear how it is after the free title update. I'm sure I will also be able to notice it myself. It's just less obvious for me. Thank you for your patience as we continue to address reported issues and improve the overall technical experience for players on all platforms. Yeah, this is a thing that they just have to do forever. They have to do for the rest of time for the stability of the PC version of the game, which they will be doing. I think the UI is better than World. I really struggled with the UI there. I found some issues I had with it was because there was no notification saying, hey, want to search for some heals, press these buttons and use your items. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think Wilds does a pretty good job with that. Yeah. I think it's pretty good. Fire Spring to not feel like it's literally melting my rig. What doesn't melt my rig, but what makes me lose frames is when I'm in the Windward Plains and there's like 70 animals. It's like 12 million animals on the screen. That's when I'm like, oh, there goes me frames. And then yeah, in the oil well basin, in the village, weirdly, when there's not really much going on, I lose frames there. Kill them all. That's true. If you kill them all, it won't be a problem. That's true. Game cycle balance adjustments. In addition, we also plan to take a wider look at overall gameplay flow, which encompasses a range of things such as the in-game economy, balance, and other areas. Now, So I don't know what they're planning on doing with this, but Zenny, I don't use it. I don't use it for like anything. The only thing that you really use it for is just like making more Artian weapons and stuff. But for the vast majority of your time playing through the story of the game, through the campaign, through everything, I don't need to buy anything. I don't use it for anything. And it almost seems like the guy that sells you stuff, right? I don't really have anything to buy from him. I don't know what he could sell me that I would want. The only thing that I buy is the stuff to make traps with. That's kind of it. It's kind of it. That's because I don't need to make I don't need to make coatings anymore. My friend's always broke and I have no idea how. I have like 6 million zenny. And it's not like I haven't made Arcane weapons. I've made it. I've made it. Yeah. Yeah, when we start making, I mean, maybe when we start making a arc tempered armor, we'll start using our zenny more. I don't know. It's I just have nothing to spend it on. Let me gamble. Bring in poker. Hear me out. Blackjack. So don't know what they're planning on with there. I mean, it could also be, yeah, they could be balancing stuff with like trading with the villagers. For me, I want more resistance from the game. I want the game to push back on me a little bit more. So I would personally like it if it's harder to come across, like making heals for myself and stuff like that. But it would make things more inconvenient. So that may not happen. But I do feel like I'm living in a time of abundance. Now, granted, when we're fighting the harder monsters and I'm healing more, I will need more healing stuff. And then maybe at some point after I do that for a while, I reach a point where I need to go and get honey or herbs or whatever. But currently, I just feel like I'm in an abundance of absolutely everything. So I would love it if the game had a little bit more friction. I'm really hoping, honestly, a lot of the things that I want probably don't come until an expansion, but I would love for them to introduce ways in the expansion for me to prepare for the hunt more. But that probably will not come uh, until the expansion. It could also be nerfing the Palico. Yeah, it could be nerfing the Palico. I loved Rise's system of Palicos. I loved it. So in Rise, you could go and you had your Palico, right? And you could train them to use different sorts of things. So they could use the Plunder Blade, or they could use like healing, or they could trap, or they could flash cage, whatever it may be. But you could also hire Palicos, and I really liked that. I just thought that was fun because it almost seemed like they had their own personalities. And you experience this if you go and play GU as well right now. When you go and hire Palicos, and they're like a bomber Palico. They're a bomber and they're lazy or something. It's like, it just feels like they have each individually have their own personalities, and I really like that. And I understand that I like our Palico. I think our Palico's personality and everything is great, and they are also a veteran Palico, so them using everything kind of makes sense. But I do think it's a less interesting game system where it's like the Palico has everything. And then they give you a side quest and they get a new thing, and you get a side quest and you get a new thing, but they just have everything. There's no managing of what the Palico does. I would like to do that, but that's definitely not going to be in here because that would be taking something away from the Palico. Maybe they could make it like maybe they could give you a specialization thing where the Palico can get even better at that one thing if you specialize your Palico in it. I don't know. That'd be cool. But yeah, they very well may be nerfing the Palico in this. We're also planning on addressing elements that require more time for preparation. Oh. We're also planning on addressing elements that require more time for preparation, starting with overall game balance, including downward adjustments. We will update when we have further information. I'm down for all of that. Whatever that is, give me that. Great. Sounds good. Yeah, so the lore of us as the hunter and the Palico is that we are maybe not ace hunters, but we're pretty freaking high up there. Because when you're fighting Zoshia and you break the first like white crystals of Zoshia and you see the black dragon face, they're like, oh, no, it can't be. Like, we clearly are aware of black dragons. Like, we've seen black dragons before. So, lore-wise, it makes sense that our Palico is cracked. And it makes sense that we are also really strong and we have, like, focus mode and all that stuff. It makes sense. Yeah, I do really, really miss the preparation for hunting. I really, really do. I feel like I haven't even made an item loadout. because I don't ever really need to. Like maybe I need to, re-grab my traps, or I need to just like hit triangle to restock the stuff. But that is it. Besides checking my timer on my food and like pressing triangle, that is the extent of my preparation. Like I'm good, I'm chilling. And again, that could change when you're fighting harder monsters, when you have to um get more of your heals restocked and stuff, but the amount of preparation is definitely a lot less than what I would like. And even with playing bow and world, right? I always had to make sure that I was restocking my coatings. I made sure that I had like nitro shrooms on me and empty files so I could make them on the way when I'm in the hunt. I would make sure that I'm checking my farm and like, are we growing nitro shrooms? Okay, we're doing that. I had so much. I had so much preparation with just the coatings for bow. It involved a lot of things. Um, and now I don't have that. But I think even with ammo, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys that use bow guns, it still is not that much preparation. I would like more. And even with like cool and hot drinks, I was really excited that there was like cold and hot drinks, right? Um, but you can just be in the area and pick up a bug off the wall and you're good. You like don't need to think about it. And obviously GU is very different because that is kind of the last remnant of old school Monster Hunter. But man, you have to prep so much. Like if you are out in the environment in the snowy areas and you do not have hot drink, it's gonna be a bad time. It's gonna be a bad time. I have like having loadouts for different difficulties of monsters. There's just no difficulty of monster at the moment, you know? And like I said, this is why I keep saying that this could very well change. Maybe I want to make more loadouts for items and prep more, and end up going on honey runs and herb runs because I'm burning through heals because I'm fighting harder monsters. But it's just not there at the moment. It's just not there at the moment. There's a deco that negates the need for drinks. Yeah, it's just the best way I can describe Wilds is there is an overabundance of everything. And I just want the game to do a little bit of, I go, hello, Wilds, I would like to do this. And the game's like, hold on. I just want it to push back a little bit instead of opening the door wide and inviting me in and giving me a 5-course meal and a fur coat. That's all. So whatever we can do to get to that, and I do fully believe that even if we don't get it in title updates or whatever, because it would be kind of hard to like fundamentally change the game now, I do think that Master Rank will bring back some type of preparation in the expansion. I do think so, but we'll see. Keep giving your feedback, everyone. Make sure that you are giving constructive feedback to the community managers because they can take what you're saying and they can give it to the devs in the like easiest way to understand. And obviously, we know that the Monster Hunter team listens to what we're saying and they react to feedback quite quickly. So keep giving feedback. I want to fight the game a little. Yeah, I'm a monster hunter. I know that people are getting tired of hearing monster fighter, but I am a monster hunter. I want to track monsters and I want to go, okay, let me make sure I have all of this stuff because I'm going out into the Forbidden Lands, which has this inclement weather that is scary. And I want to make sure that I bring stuff with me. Like imagine this for a second. I'm going on a tangent. I'm so sorry. Imagine this. You're in the forest and the inclement weather is it rains. And you have to make sure that you bring stuff with you because the weather affects you. Now, it doesn't have to give you water blight. I don't know what it does. But just imagine that inclement weather gave you a reason to bring stuff with you to deal with that inclement weather. At the moment, it's just like, oh, it's raining, so Uthduna will be here, I guess. There is nothing that the weather actually affects. You know, doesn't affect anything besides just the apex is coming. Cool hot drink doesn't feel impactful. Imagine I go and grab my rain jacket. I need to bring my rain jacket with me. My Palico has a thing that I can select that brings an umbrella, and the Palico has to like run with the umbrella. But this is definitely stuff that they could do with the expansion. They definitely could. They absolutely could. I want the different weathers to do more things. I want to really feel the difference of the plenty and the follow and the inclemency. I want the inclemency to be scary. I want it to be like, crap, I'm caught in the middle of the inclemency. I just finished fighting this monster. I haven't restocked, and I want to panic. I want to be scared. Because I really like the weather. The weather's really cool. But I would like it to affect more things. Anyway, that is a separate discussion. I could talk about that for like 17 hours. More information on additional features. Some of the additional features that we've seen requested from the community are scheduled to be implemented in future updates. As we just announced in the Monster Hunter Wilds Showcase, we plan to implement a list where you can preview each of the endemic life you've captured in the update coming at the end of May. In addition, layered weapons will be coming in a future update. Obviously, the list for your endemic life is not ideal. It's not ideal. I mean, it's nice that I can preview what they look like instead of just looking at their image, but I would like to see them. I mean, we need a room, right? We need a room. I assume they will give us a room at some point, but I do not know when that's going to be. Yeah, I don't know when that's going to be. You could even add like maybe a part of the gathering hub, and you can like put animals in there. That would be nice. I'd like that. That'd be cool. But layered weapons is a big W. We normally don't get layered weapons until the expansion, so planning on getting it significantly earlier than that is huge. So we will have layered armor, layered weapons. You can make all the fashion you want with all of the stuff, all the stats. So yay. It's one of the main complaints I've heard from bowguns that there's less customization options and it doesn't really feel like you're prepping for a hunt. That process of the hunt was kind of core to the weapons. Yeah. Like I think about when I use a bow, and I don't dislike the way that the bow is in combat. Like I really like the trick shot gauge. I like how you replenish the trick shot gauge. I like having access to my coatings all the time. I do like that. But man, so much of my game time was me making sure that I had mushrooms and coatings and restocking, and so much of that was from my weapon. You don't have it anymore. So, but we'll see. I have so much faith in this team. I do not think that they're going to just not hear us saying this stuff. And a part of what makes Monster Hunter magical and different, and not just like, here's cool combat with cool big angry guys, is the hunting simulation. It's a monster hunting simulation game where you role play as being a monster hunter. And the more that you take away from that, it does lose some of what makes it a special game. Looking ahead, these guys, this is what drops my frames. This is what drops my frames. I play with difficulty mods. Monsters have ×3 HP and damage plus 150%, and it feels like you are hunted. A quest takes like 20 to 40 minutes. That's kind of where I would want it to be. For endgame stuff, a monster being, as long as it's more than 15 minutes, I'm pretty happy with that. I'll be pretty happy with that. We will continue to add new elements and content to make Monster Hunter Wilds even more enjoyable for all hunters through our free content updates, while at the same time making further improvements and adjustments to the game. We will do our best to ensure that you will enjoy the collaboration with other Capcom title in the update at the end of May. I wonder who it's going to be, and I wonder what we're going to be doing. I think that Onimusha makes a lot of sense because they're releasing the remake. But Like Street Fighter would be a super popular one to do. Devil May Cry would be super popular. Resident Evil would be super popular. I mean, Capcom's games are kind of banging. So I think you could add a lot of things for a collab and people would be pretty happy. But overall, this is great. There's a lot of stuff in here that I'm super happy about. Balance adjustments in general, really happy with all of that. Super happy that we're getting tempered Mizu as an 8-star when you're a higher level. That's really exciting. I just love Mizu. Mizu is so fun. I love Mizu so much. And I'm super excited that we're going to be getting tempered 8-star Gore, Raidao, Utuna, Nu Uja, Jindahad. These are all going to be spicy monsters for sure. They are going to be very, very spicy monsters. Resistance to wounding. And like you guys were saying, I think that this could very well be a nice way to test what resistance to wounding feels like. By just putting it on the challenging monsters first and then maybe adjusting it from there. Yeah. I'm happy. Layered weapons are coming. This is good stuff. It is good stuff. I'm very excited for all of you, who didn't play Rise, or you just started with Wilds and you haven't fought Mizu. Mizu's awesome. Mizu's very cool. Good stuff. Happy all around. I feel good about it. Let me know how you feel about it. If you have any thoughts, any opinions, I would love to know. But overall, yeah, I'm happy. I mean, I'm excited for the title update and then getting this stuff as well, knowing that it's coming either with the title update or in May. Very exciting. Good stuff.